Hello out there in cryptocurrency land. Welcome back to Real Crypto, where we take the markets one leg at a time while keeping the market cycle in mind. Just to remind you guys, you can go to my website, real-crypto.com. Scroll down a little bit here, sign up for the Slack chat room if you want to get involved with some really great traders in there. And if you're interested in my Power Hour services, you can go ahead and check out the services portion of my website, real-crypto.com, and check out the information there where we have alerts. And every single day we go over the cryptocurrency market. But let's do that today, ladies and gentlemen. I know it's been a while since my last video, but I think we're in a pretty interesting part of the market cycle right now. The market cycle is still very bullish. I don't think that we've topped overall, but I do think the market cycle has a potential to slow down a little bit here. My last couple of videos, which were a while ago, talked about 80K. We really haven't gotten close to 80K, actually getting as high as about $64,000, give or take. Our momentum essentially stalled out. You can see volume started to decline a tremendous amount, and we've been floundering about a little bit. Now, we did just come out of a little short-term correction, which has been in line with what we have seen in the market so far. And recently, in the past several days, we were discussing a potential inverted head and shoulders pattern. This is the chart that I use in my Power Hour, so excuse me if it looks a little bit convoluted, but we've been discussing a potential for an inverted head and shoulders pattern, which we did finally play out over the past 24 plus hours. And we did move back up above the neckline, and we're moving towards our target. Our biggest target is about 61. You could try to infer a target of about 64 as well, which would put us right in line with the top of the action we've seen already. And we have broken a bit of an intermediate trend. So right now we're fighting for our life a little bit in terms of whether we're going to just rocket higher from here or consolidate for a while. I don't think the cycle is over in the bigger picture. I think that we're very likely to move sideways if we don't skyrocket higher. And right now, there's really I really don't have any major signals in either direction as to where we could be going. But keep in mind, those are likely the two scenarios. I don't think a big move lower is likely. What would change my mind, though, would be is if we reach towards highs and we do see a large rollover, and volume would be a relatively large factor in that. One thing that has kept me pretty bullish, though, especially over the past, well, as you guys have seen over the past several weeks and several months, has been the altcoin market. It has been tremendously strong. Actually, we can go and look at Bitcoin dominance. Let's take a look at that if I can find it. There we go. Take a look at Bitcoin dominance. I mean, Bitcoin dominance is in a really interesting position. Last time we looked at Bitcoin dominance in this show, we were actually kind of up above here, looking for a move down to here, which actually happened. It does coincide with a lot of old-time pivot points going all the way back to 2017, 2018. So that's what I'm saying. Bitcoin is in an interesting precipice time right now. So last time we were in this area back in 2017, Bitcoin did top in this area. So I'm going out on a little bit of a limb saying that I don't think Bitcoin is topped overall, but it is definitely a possibility. Now, the altcoin market continued on, and as you all know, in 2017, ETH topped a few weeks after Bitcoin did, and that's what you see by this extension down here. But we're noticing a bit of a different dichotomy in the market currently. Bitcoin has slowed down, as have been noted over the past couple of months of sideways action. And then Ethereum has also slowed down while it is ticking higher. Now, the thing here is, could Ethereum tick higher, or maybe even BNB, because BNB has come up to be number 3 crypto. Could BNB and Ethereum potentially tick higher to make that Bitcoin dominance drop to the point where maybe the market doesn't have any more fuel left in it? But with the wave of institutional demand that we've seen in cryptocurrency, what I'm starting to notice is that Bitcoin is looking a lot more like a very high quality stock than a very high quality crypto. What do I mean by that? Well, if you look at most traditional high volume or high quality stocks early in their runs, which you could argue that Bitcoin is still early. So let's go ahead and get rid of most of these indicators. Obviously, Bitcoin has been in a tremendous run over the past several years, and recently here going from 3,000 up into 60,000 is a tremendous run. If you look at a really high quality stock such as Apple, notice the lack of rush in Apple. Apple generally goes on these larger moves, coinciding with larger drops in the market. But what you're noticing on Apple, which arguably Very, very high quality stock. They just announced a blockbuster quarter and announced a $90 billion buyback of their stock. I looked it up. I think it's like the 120th largest stock, and that's the amount that they're buying back. But if you look at Apple here, it does have a lot of parallels to what BTC's been doing. You're seeing retracement to the same trend line. You're getting a little overheated. Then you go into a bit of a bear market, although not quite the 80% retracement that we're used to seeing in Bitcoin. So I do think there's a little bit of that going on here with BTC, where even though we are elevated, our trajectory is somewhat vertical. We can actually make that go away if we just kind of chill out for a while and just ride these trend lines up. And I think that is a possibility for Bitcoin going forward. So while I don't think the cycle is going to end completely, I do think some sideways here for several months would be a very, very high quality way for Bitcoin to handle any type of overheated market action that we're arguably already in the middle of. Bitcoin has had a substantial run, and we're not selling off, which is a really good thing. Now, another thing, in 2017, you essentially had a major parabola. We're not quite seeing that here. That actually got broken when we didn't skyrocket to 80K. It didn't happen. We were supposed to move to 80K and we didn't. Well, what are we doing here? Are we rolling over like in 2017? No. We're stagnating. We're consolidating. And I think that may be the future. While I don't necessarily think we're done, and I don't necessarily think we skyrocket, I do think there could be some decent intermediate term trading ahead. At that same point, DeFi, which has basically, you could argue, led the run up, Uniswap being a very high market cap coin as of late, also showing stagnating but not falling apart. Filecoin, arguably, part of decentralization. What's the word I'm looking for? The IPFS file, IP interplanetary file system type. So that's holding up. You have a lot of things that are holding up that aren't falling apart, and the market is generally healthy right now. So while I don't think we start to rally up significantly, I hope we do. I mean, we have alert levels on all these coins for the power hour, and I do hope we move up significantly. But I think in the bigger picture, I think Bitcoin is going to act more like a highly liquid institutional asset than it is going to be like a major cryptocurrency that you're used to, which could throw some crypto traders for a loop. So keep that in mind going forward. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I got for you today. I just wanted to do a quick update. It's been a while since my last video, so I wanted to put myself back out there for everyone. And I do want to thank the people that asked me to come back and do some more YouTube videos, kind of lit a fire up under my butt, and I do appreciate that. So thank you, everybody, for joining me. Hit that like button if you enjoyed the video and are still watching. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Share the video with some friends. And guys, I'll see you next time.